It's a new day. It's a new season. And it's a new game. It's time for the EA Madden, in this case Madden 22, draft for Season 7. And I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is staying safe. And without any further ado, I may as well mention that, yes, we have a new game, and in the time that it took between when I got the game and getting ready for this draft, it took a while, of course. But outside of that, though, it was a lot of time and effort spent, but it was well worth it, I will say. But enough about me. I hope everyone is having a good time wherever you are. Okay, got it. And apparently Jose falls in. Huh. Welcome, Jose. And we'll start the draft proper. Whether we get 10 people or once we get to the 10-minute mark, we'll start officially. But how's everything going? Doing well? All right. All right. You just let let me just let a few people know in the chat there. There we go. So, may as well go through the rules. Well, I would go through them if we had a few more people, but I also understand that for some, it's I know that not everybody likes, football, but what can I say? But I hope everyone is having a good time, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Also, hey, what's up, Jamar Games? What's up, man? How's everything going, man? I've been seeing you a little bit. I've been seeing, I've seen you come to my streams a little bit more, and I'm thinking maybe I should bring you in. But I'm happy that you're doing well. I think that's the more important thing. And if time permits, we might do an exhibition game. If time permits. If not, that's all right. But and of course, there we have Joshua James and Walter Johnson. Now some of the big stars are coming in. So as more and Crimson Ninja, more big stars coming in. All right. So very simply, we have 8 teams, which means it'll be one less round. And each team gets 5 players instead of 4. So, and these 8 teams that are involved, the teams that were selected for this draft were based on how they finished in the 2020 season. And with the best record picking last and the worst record of the 8 picking first. And Walter's saying hello to everybody. So the team that picks first, and I'm going to go from the team that picks first all the way to the team that picks last. And again, Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans, the Seattle Seahawks, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Los Angeles Rams, the Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens, and the New Orleans Saints. So those are the 8 teams that are drafting. So we'll, and of course we'll do some trades after the draft, just to see if, like, say somebody doesn't want to play for a certain team or they rather go somewhere else. We'll see what happens, and we'll make the trades accordingly if possible. If not, we'll do what we can. So anyway, Joshua, and for everybody else, I will start the draft proper at the 10-minute mark. So, or actually, no, I'll start it at the 8-minute mark. So, but in the meantime, you guys can go get some snacks and stuff like that. And Joshua's very excited about this. I'm happy. So yeah, Joshua, out of all those teams, who do you hope to get drafted by, or on the flip side, who do you hope not to be drafted by either? Same thing for everybody else in the chat. But anyway, I hope. Also, hey, how's everything going in Crimson Ninja Land? Yes, you are in the draft. Yes, you are in the draft, Miss Crushing Kelly. You definitely are in the draft. Let's see where I'm going to be throwing the ball for. Yeah, well, and of course, well, Walter, of course, I hope it's not the Baltimore Ravens. Well, we'll see. Like, I have the list right here. I just haven't officially announced it yet. Also, hello to, excuse me, not TJ, but the person who said TJ, Brandon. You want to go to New Orleans? Well, we'll see what happens, though. But anyway, how's everything going in Crushing Kelly Land? See, as long as it's not the Bears or the Patriots, I'm fine, LOL. Okay. Well, they're not in this draft, so you won't even have to worry about that. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, I have my drink right here. Good diet soda there. And Crimson says, "Hi, Kelly." Okay. But for Joshua and for Crimson and Crushing Kelly, yes, AEW Full Gear is going to be awesome. Now, whether I actually watch it or not, that's another story. But I am getting prepared for my first day at work, Monday. So really, I figured this would be the best time to do my last official Friday stream at around this time, because at around this time next week I will be working. So I figured now would be a good time to get this out of the way. So with this in mind, let's start right now. Okay. So our first team, let's go to the free agency, and this is how we draft. We go to the free agents, and then we sign them to the team that drafted them. That's kind of like the best way to simulate a draft in this particular case. Anyway, I have Friday and Saturday off of work. I have Saturday off. Like I can stream like early in the day, but I can't stream like when most other people stream, just simply because I will be at work. So, but I appreciate you giving me your schedule. You know, especially if, say, New Orleans makes it all the way to the Super Bowl. It could happen. You never know. All right. Well, with that said, let's. Well, I'll announce the. Yeah. Okay. So you saw that you're a right tackle, and you'll know why in just a moment, though. Jamar is a Falcon fan. Oh. Actually, you know what, Jamar? Outside of the team, what is your position, weight, and height and number? That'll give me a good idea as to, okay, well, this is what position he wants to play, and this is a position that he can help somebody for next season. Or let's say if someone drops out, then I can be like, oh, hey, I can put Jamar in there. So, in other words, I'm putting you on the wait list, is what I'm doing. All right, enough talk. Let's get to the draft pick at hand. And the first draft pick for the Indianapolis Colts is, if I can find him, where is he? Oh, here he is. Quarterback, Elmeister. Elmeister is a former Super Bowl champion, and Indianapolis, yes, they have a former Super Bowl quarterback as well, but fortunately, he's not as good as Elmeister is. Okay, wide receiver, 5'8", at 180 pounds. That looks good. Okay. All right, so I got you on the list there. But yes, the Colts have selected Elmeister as, again, they have a solid team, but they just don't have the firepower, and it starts with the flamethrower. Yes, I will get to the reason for your being at right tackle in just a moment, because, let me just get the, okay, where's my, all right, I was looking for my pop-up check. There we go. Okay, so next team up is Tennessee. And their next pick, or their first pick of this draft, if I can find them, is Brandon Cuevas at right tackle. And the reason for that is simply that is an area of need that the Titans need. And, of course, Brandon is a big guy, and, of course, his experience as a running back would help him in the sense that he would know how to block, and he has blocked before. And that's what they need. They need to protect the quarterback for Tennessee, and that's why they are picking him. Oh, no, not the Colts, damn it. I picked the wrong... Anyway. No, well, you've only missed the first two picks, but you haven't been drafted yet. I made a mistake. I forgot to put... I put Brandon on the wrong team. Damn it. Botch! Yes, it is a draft. Yeah. But yeah, that was a botch. I did not mean to put you on the Colts. I meant to put you on the Titans. Wow. Not even a minute and we're already doing Botchamania. Okay. Okay, Titans. Brandon Cuevas to the Titans. Okay. Next is Seattle. So Seattle, the Seahawks, they're looking for a top tier weapon when it comes to a wide receiver. I can't talk. And out of all of them, they have selected. Hey, what's up, Najee? The Seattle Seahawks, with the 3rd overall pick, have selected Crushing Kelly Baker. So yes, I'm just gonna type it in. Yes, Crushing Kelly is the 3rd pick. But anyway, how's everything going, Najee? So yeah, Crushing Kelly, how do you feel about being the 3rd overall pick, if any? You're going to Seattle. You're going to Seattle with the Seahawks. I think really the only thing that, you know, and of course Walter says congratulations, Kelly. Yes. And yeah, Brandon got a good pick, as he was picked as, like I said, he was picked as a right offensive tackle. Ah, okay. Shifty would be cheering me on. Yeah, I'm not mad about being switched from a wide, but But what's the but, though? I don't know if it has anything to do with the quarterback. And while Brandon thinks about that, we move on to our next team. Okay, where is he? Oh, there they are. The Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. And this one is a pretty obvious pick. If I can find him, that is. Pretty obvious is... Would you rather be on the offense than the defense, Brandon? But anyway, but for the Steelers, this one is an obvious one. Blaise McCoy at right tackle. And the reason for right tackle is because that is one of their biggest needs, as the ones they do have just cannot stack up under the pressure. So, yeah, they need to protect their quarterback, and Blaise McCoy fits the bill. I mean, he's big enough. He's big and strong enough to block, so that's why they are going to go for him. So, congratulations to Blaise McCoy on being the 4th overall pick. So, congratulations there, buddy. But yeah, I could totally see Shifty cheering you on. In a situational case, Jose Miguel, yes. Oh. Well, we'll have to wait until after the draft to make some changes if need be. All right. And also, hey, what's up, Zach Walker? Okay. All right, next team. Next team is the Los Angeles Rams. And their first pick, and the 5th overall, if I can find this person. Oh, here he is. Right outside linebacker, Joshua James. Have a good rest of your stream, TJ. I'm going to watch Wrestling Survivor. Awesome. Well, I figured, if you're here, you may as well see who you got picked by. But yes, anyway. It's funny you mentioned about the Rams because they signed OBJ. Yeah, I heard about that. And I'll have to make the changes with the roster after this season. Can't really do much about that right now, since the draft was made, pre-draft or pre-trade in mind. But yes, Joshua James is the 5th overall pick, and Crushing Kelly says #GoHawks. Awesome, just absolutely awesome. So yeah, as for the Rams, this was also before they traded for Von Miller. But even so, Joshua James, his position at right outside linebacker is one that the Rams desperately need. They have most of the pieces, but what they don't have is a solid linebacking core. Heck, they don't even have a great one, and that's what they need. As if the pressure isn't on Stafford, then it probably is now. Oh, yes. Well, for one, wait, I forgot. What team did you say you didn't want to play for? Let me see. I think you said you were hoping not to be drafted by the Ravens. Well, the Rams got you before the Ravens did. All right, so now we get to our next team. The Browns. And this one, and for the Browns, their first pick, fairly obvious. And even though they have a good quarterback in, I forgot what his, anyway, playing Mario Party with friends. Awesome. Well, stick around, Najee, in case you get picked once we get to you. I almost forgot the name of the quarterback. I mean, I do intend to get Mario Party Superstars, but now might not be the time to do it. Just because I forgot his name. It's not Burrow. Baker Mayfield. Yeah. So even though they have a solid quarterback in Baker Mayfield, you cannot go wrong with a back-to-back champion in Chaos Reaper at quarterback. So that's who they are going to sign, or they're going to pick. So yeah, Chaos Reaper is the 6th overall pick. So congratulations there, Mr. Chaos. All right, next one. Next is the Baltimore Ravens. And this one probably should be obvious from the off, but who should play for the Ravens than our good friend, Raven, or the Raven, whatever you want to call her. But yes, our good friend Birdie is going to play for her namesake team. It only just makes sense. So congratulations to Raven on being the 7th overall pick. And we now move on to our final team featured, and that is the Saints, with the best record of all these teams. I mean, they have a lot of talent to go through. Yep, very many players, I know, man. But with that said, the 8th overall pick goes to... If I can find him. No, it's not over here. Oh, here he is. The 8th overall pick is... Oh, wrong person there. Right defensive end, Walter Johnson. Yes. And they needed some help on the right side, as they already have a good left side, but not a right side. They need that. And that's what they need if they want to get to the quarterback. This is, So, yes, you are on the Saints' 8th overall pick. So there you go. There's your name right there. So congratulations, Wally. But, of course, from the second round onward, I'll go through these really quickly just because I know that most people have other things, but we'll get through them. All right, so back to the Colts. So they needed a quarterback, but now, what good is a quarterback if you don't have the weapons? But you also need some defense, too. You definitely need some defense. So with that in mind... Okay, where is he? With that in mind, you need a cornerback. This young man was a linebacker, but he has since dropped enough weight to become a cornerback, cornerback, as he has been selected to the Colts. And that is my good friend, the sweaty gamer himself, Najee. So congratulations, Najee, on being picked to the Colts. I mean, that was one of the few defensive needs that they had, because they had a solid defense. And, of course, that only strengthens that. I can't talk. So, yeah, Najee, if you're still watching this, let me know what you think about being drafted by the Colts. Back to Tennessee, though. All right, so the next pick, though. But yeah, I do intend to get Mario Party Superstars when all is said and done. All right, so Tennessee. One of the biggest things they need is some help in the secondary. They need what they need is a safety and a cornerback, and they need a strong safety. And for that reason alone, they are going to go for Jose Blanco. So yeah, Jose, you've joined your brother this time. Well, we'll see if Diamond makes it. Hopefully, you just have to hope that no other team gets him before the Colts can get him. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Jose is going to join his brother Brandon on the Titans. Albeit on opposite ends, but still. Next up, the Seahawks are back. And of course, one of the biggest needs they have is they're kind of thin at the center position, and the ones they do have they just absolutely are not good. So for that reason alone, they are going to draft a Super Bowl champion who was part of the Super Bowl champion Arizona Cardinals, and they will select biological to their roster. It doesn't make sense that Brandon gets the offense while I take care of the defense. Maybe, maybe not, but the fact is, Brandon gets to block people and you get to hit people. Although if something were to change, then I'll definitely keep that in mind. So I'll tell you what, Jose and Brandon, as soon as your team gets eliminated from the playoffs, you can tell me, like, oh, what position do you really want to play? You know, things like that. Same thing goes for everybody in the chat there. What position are you? You are a cornerback. I'll spell it. Cornerback. So what a cornerback does is they're more likely to cover the wide receivers and maybe at times get an interception or two. If not, try to deflect passes and see to it that the opposing wide receivers do not get the ball. So basically you are a defensive player that shuts down the passing game. And that's just as important as catching a ball. But of course, you can always intercept something and you can take it to the house. So you're definitely that complete package there when it comes to that. Anyway, back to Pittsburgh, back to the Steelers. I still get a kick out of John Facenda's voice when he says, there are 27 teams in the National Football League, and then there are the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know why. I just get a huge kick out of that. It's crazy. Well, of course, as we all know, Big Ben is getting old, and they need a successor. So who better to be their quarterback than Mr. DKO? So yes, Mr. DKO is going to be the heir apparent to Big Ben. All right, so we go back to the Rams, and also what's up, Joshua? All right, so Joshua, we're now going to find out who's going to join you on the Rams. And one of the biggest needs, and of course they addressed this need with that Von Miller trade, but being that this was before it, the biggest need they had, I should say, was middle linebacker, and for that reason, the Rams have chosen Mobman 2010, whatever you want to call him. So yes, you and Mobman are going to be enforcers on that team. So, Joshua, how do you feel about teaming up with Mobman as opposed to going up against him? Because I know that you've gone against him in wrestling matches, but now you get to be with him, and now you get to kick some butt together. That being said, we move on to, and of course, Joshua's very happy about it, and that's good. I'm happy that you guys are happy for the most part. All right, so Cleveland, they already have a quarterback, but they need somebody to they need somebody to go up against either the center or the offensive tackles. And of course, it's only fitting that he has the name to do it. And okay, where is he? Browns fan. So it's only fitting that, and of course, I only, like, he wasn't present in the last two drafts just simply because the Browns weren't there, and I was like, it would be a travesty to put him on any other team but the Browns, so that's why he's here. So there you go. All right, next person. We go back to the Ravens. They already have Birdie, but now they need a wide receiver, another one to pair up with Raven, and the one they got is Tan Man C. And of course, Tan Man has stated that the Ravens were one of his favorite teams other than the Eagles. So it only makes sense for me to put him, or for Baltimore rather, to draft him. So great job there by Baltimore to get their man. Next up are the Saints, and they already have Walter Johnson, so this is a good idea, or good time, as I need to find out who is going to team up with Wally. And Wally is going to team up with the newly minted left outside linebacker, James Crimson Ninja Cleghorn. So yes, Crimson Ninja goes from being the guy that gets hit to the guy who gets to hit back. So yes, he goes from getting hit to hitting. I know that sounds kind of weird when I say it that way, but yeah, Wally, you now get to be on the same lineup as the Crimson Ninja. So I hope you like that. Why am I not QB? It's very simple. Most of the teams that are in this draft, they don't have a quarterback problem. Like if I was like I do. Okay, I'm gonna go out of character for a moment. Okay, so you mentioned you wanted to be on the Saints, but on the other hand, I noticed that they don't have a quarterback problem. And plus, well, actually, they kind of do, but I know someone who wanted to be a quarterback as well. So it was kind of like, do I use you as a quarterback, or do I put you in a place where you are needed? And what they needed was a left outside linebacker. But hey, maybe next draft I could put you back at quarterback, or put you back at wide receiver, I guess. I don't know. It's just it was drafting for need rather than for want, if that makes sense. But I hope that makes sense, though. And also, hello to Logan, who I haven't seen in a billion years. Yes, you are at QB, even though you are replacing not Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield. That's it. EA Sports in the game. Yes. Although I will make sure, but you're not a defensive player. Okay, let me see. Wait a second. I think I have an idea. Okay. Out of character, I think I have an idea as to solve this problem. What I'm going to have to do is finish the draft, and then off camera, switch positions of the person that has yet to be drafted in order to make that happen. And Brandon, if you and Jose really want to switch sides. Like Brandon wants to be a defensive player and Jose wants to be an offensive player, let me know. It's just that if you don't say anything, then I'll just leave you as you are. So there you go. So okay, so Crimson, I will be sure to make you a offensive player after the draft. So I got to finish the draft first beforehand. Looks like you got to go play in the XFL. Well, I'm not going to say anything about the XFL. Back to wait, where were we? Where were we? Oh, right. We were at the Colts. Okay. It's honestly the opposite. Jose is okay on defense. Oh. See, yeah, I mean, it sucked, though, as far as the XFL, was that it came at around the same time as the damn shutdown, as it is, though. Who else is on Cleveland with you? So far, you have Browns fan. Basically, his name just says it all. He's a fan of the Browns, and he is a defensive tackle, which was one of Cleveland's needs. So far. Logan, I hate to say it, but I kind of left you off the squad, but that's only because I wasn't sure if you were coming back or not. I could always put you on the list again. So, and in fact, I will. There we go. I'll put you on the list, though. And again, it's nothing against you. It's just I need people that are going to be here more often than not. But if somehow someone drops out, then and you fit the bill, then I'm like, okay, I'll put you in there. Anyway, back to the draft. All right, so the Colts already have Elmeister. They already have Najee at quarter and cornerback, respectively. But they need some weapons. And the first person that they are going to get is wide receiver Diamond Light. So yes, Diamond is going to be their first big weapon that they have. Yeah, that's true. But like I said, I even still have you on the list for UFC. So yes, and of course Najee's very happy as his brother from another mother, Diamond Light, is with him. So while Najee takes care of the defense, Diamond is going to take care of Elmeister when it comes to being a top-tier weapon. All right, so we move back to the Titans. They already have the brother tandem of Brandon and Jose, but now we get to one of their biggest needs, and that is their kicking game absolutely sucks. They have a good punter, but they don't have a great kicker. So with this in mind, they need a kicker that can make the extra points, make the field goals, and that is why they are going to draft Super Mario Under, as he will join the Titans. So it's going to be Brandon, Jose, and Super Mario Under on the Titans. But yeah, kicker was one of the biggest needs they had because the kickers they do have, they just are just not going to get the job done. In fact, I noticed that kickers are not doing as well as they used to. I hope they turn that around. But that's another story for another time. All right, now we go back to the Seahawks, which already has Crushing Kelly as wide receiver as well as a center. But another big need that they have is at right outside linebacker. And for that reason alone, they are going to draft. And kickers aren't, well, yeah, but let's say you get into a tight game and you're only down by like 1, 2, or 3 points. You definitely need a kicker because you need one who can score in those tight games. Anyway, the Seahawks now get their right outside linebacker in Arkham 500. So that's going to be a great team there to see. Bio and Crushing Kelly and Arkham. Very solid team. Now we get back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they have a right offensive tackle in Blaze McCoy, and DKO is their quarterback. But then they need somebody to run it down. And that man is going to be Mr. Dragonheart himself, Gregory Blakely. Now, I don't know how he'll feel about being drafted to the Steelers, but that was a big need they had. I mean, yes, they got the real-life Najee Harris, but of course he's a rookie at this time. He'll be great in time, but right now they need someone reliable, and that's what they'll get with Gregory. All right, so let's go back to the Rams, and this will be most especially fruitful for one Joshua James. With a Rams team that has James as well as Mottman, another big need that they have is they need a center. And out of all the centers that they could pick, they picked Cole Weston. Which is kind of funny because he was with the other LA team. All right. Bye, TJ. Thanks for the draft. Oh, not a problem, though. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. If you want to watch the rest of it, you're more than welcome to, Walter. Okay. But yeah, they definitely needed someone to, shore up the middle. All right. Back to the Browns to be watchful for now. Yes, they will be. I mean, they are already talented, but basically we're just strengthening. Basically, it's like strengthening their strengths or shoring up their weaknesses, so to speak. That's what this draft is all about. So joining Browns fan and Chaos Reaper. While their special teams are good, it's the kicking game that might need some help. So with this in mind, the Cleveland Browns have selected Clinton Flippin to the Browns. And also for the fact that he's also an Ohio guy, so it only made sense to have him go to Cleveland. So we'll see how that's going to work out now that Clinton is joining Chaos Reaper and Browns fan. And Chaos, you can tell me what you think about that pick. But in the meantime, we go back to the Ravens. So the Ravens have already gotten 2 wide receivers, but now they need someone to help their defense, especially in the linebacking core. And it only makes sense to pick the guy that is most familiar with the Ravens. And that man, is MBN John. Of course, given the fact that John and Tan Man have such great chemistry together, given the fact that they are tag team champions on Fire Pro. Enough said about that. All right, so next is we go back to the Saints. They already have Crimson Ninja and Wally. Now we have the wide receiver, Deidre Lewis. So what I might do in this case, after I select her, is that what I can do is have James or Crimson Ninja become a wide receiver, and Deidre, and knowing Deidre Munchie Lewis the way that I do, I would imagine she's game to be a defensive player, and she could just as easily hit people as she is getting used to being tackled from other defensive players there as a wide receiver. So yes, I hope that works out, Mr. Crimson Ninja, if you're still watching this. I'll let you think about that one. And in the meantime, we go back to the Colts. And as mentioned before, they are going to go for some more weapons. And you cannot do any better than draft another Super Bowl champion who was part of that Cardinals team, Greg Harris, a.k.a. Mythic Legends Wrestling's promoter, Greg Harris. So congratulations there. All right, cool. And I know that Adidra's, a.k.a. Munchie's, going to be I know that she's going to be game to be a linebacker. So we'll see what she does, and we'll see what you do. Oh yeah, let me do this really quick. There we go. I'm going to give you that. Ba-ding! Okay. All right. We now go back to the Titans, and we'll make these last couple of ones quick. All right. So one of the biggest needs they have, does Tennessee, is they need a tight end, and they need someone to get those short yards or to get those first downs, and that man is going to be Wrong Button, known as the YouTuber known as Wrong Button. Very cool guy. In fact, he had me on his podcast not that long ago. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should bring you in there. And hell, we were talking about, like, you know, like we were just talking about a bunch of different things. But I figured, you know what? I should definitely bring him in. But anyway, there he is at tight end. I mean, I could go on and on about what we talked about, but I wouldn't get through enough time through it. I really wouldn't have the time to get through it. So I'm just going to get through this draft here. All right, so the Seahawks. A big need they have is a defensive end on the right side, and that the guy for the job for that is going to be Darius. I'm just waiting for the Rams to pick again. Well, you won't have to wait too long about that. The Rams have 2 picks left, but they're not going to get Darius because, well, the Seahawks just took him. All right. Next up, there they are, the Steelers. What am I doing? All right, so they have an offensive tackle, they have a quarterback and a running back, but they need someone to block alongside Blaze McCoy. And that guy is the Joker. So the Joker is going to shore up the middle of that offensive line. As you know, that and right offensive tackle were the 2 weakest things, the 2 weak points of Pittsburgh's team going into the season. All right, so now we get to the next pick for the Rams, a.k.a. Joshua's team. Joshua already has, or rather, the Rams already have Joshua himself, Mobman, and center Cole Weston, but they still need another linebacker, and that man is the Elementor, the man who controls the elements, Remnant Elementor. So with that, you now have a linebacking core from right to left and in the middle. You have an enforcing team. I mean, you have 3 guys that can cover both. They can act as cover guys, and they could also pass rush. I mean, So whether it's covering the pass or whether it's stopping the run, you have 3 enforcers on that team, and Cole Wesson on offense to anchor it up. So Rams are looking pretty good. But let's not kid ourselves. I mean, I would think that the Browns are not that far off with their next pick. So they have a quarterback, they have a defensive tackle, and a kicker/punter. But what they need is a middle linebacker. And that man is Zach Jordan Walker, who is being converted from a tight end to a middle linebacker, as that is one of the biggest needs they have. And of course, Walker is going to use his experience as a former tight end to be able to make the transition to a linebacker, as he's going to be able to... He won't be able to cover, but he will definitely pass rush. He's big and strong enough to get to the quarterback and to stop the run each time. So that's one of the things that Cleveland needs. But with that said, we go to the Ravens. And they need somebody to run the ball. And you can't do any better than the J Train, Jay Vertis. And we have one more pick in the 4th round, and then we have the last round picks, and that's it. All right, so now we go back to New Orleans. So they have 2 defensive players and a wide receiver, but they need a quarterback, and that man is going to be Mr. PPF. So, yeah, PPF is going to be playing alongside Wally, albeit on different ends, but there you go. But yeah, Joshua, what do you think about the pick that we just had, if you saw it? Anyway, final picks of the final picks of this draft and in our 5th round. Finally, we have the Colts' final pick. And of course, if they didn't have enough firepower, they're going to get some more in the form of Justin Cruz. So the Colts have a 3-headed dragon. If each wide receiver is the head, then I'd imagine the body is Elmeister. I know that's kind of a weird analogy, but that's really what it is. It's a 3-headed monster. Plus Najee. Next up are the Titans' final pick. And of course, Jose's not going to be alone when it comes to the defensive game, because he's going to have his best friend with him, and that man is going to be J.T. Price at cornerback. So yeah, what I call shenanigans. Well, hey, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. If PPF doesn't do his job as quarterback, we could see you coming back as a quarterback. I call shenanigans. Yeah. But that's why I gave you a bonus. In kayfabe, that is. Okay. Now we get to the Seahawks' final pick. And out of all the people they could have picked, Joshua, you missed the 4th pick for the Rams. I'll go through that 4th pick just in a moment. Let me type it up for you. If I can even spell his name right. I am just goofing around, TJ. Oh, I see. All right, so Joshua, this was who the Rams picked while you were gone. Remnant Elementor linebacker. So you have 3 linebackers, including yourself. Uh, so yeah, let me know what you think of that pick. Anyway, back to the Seahawks. Out of all the people they could have picked, they picked me to Jew 22 or TJ Toad, whatever you want to call me, at left outside linebacker. So yes, I get to be a 5th round pick. Great pick, to be honest. Yeah. And I'm happy for that. And of course, the Rams do have 1 pick left to go. But before then, the Steelers have their final pick, and they need somebody to cover for. Actually, this person is the only defensive player for their team. I mean, they already have T.J. Watt, but they need somebody to cover the back, and that is cornerback Adrian Chambly. My good friend Adrian is going to play for the Steelers. All right, so back to the Rams, and this is their final pick. And the Rams need a running back. And there's only one available one left, and that man is Miles Stanley Ward. So yeah, you need somebody to run the ball, and that's the one they need. And then Josh was like, thank you. All right, so we go back to the Browns for their final pick. That's great. Yeah, because you need somebody to run the ball. Definitely. Let's see. They have a quarterback. They have a defensive tackle, a kicker, punter, middle linebacker. But what they need is a right outside linebacker. And that's going to be former quarterback Jinku Gekoga. So instead of getting hit, he's going to hit back. Kind of the same thing with Crimson Ninja. I mean, and also because Chaos is still a quarterback, so it only made sense for me to convert him elsewhere. Because, when you have two, it's like the old saying, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. I don't know who said it, but someone did say it. All right, second to last pick goes to the Ravens. And there's only 2 players left, and they need somebody on the left side of defensive end, and they're going to pick another former quarterback, Kyle Young. And of course, Kyle was also picked at the behest of MBN John, as Kyle was featured in the McGrumps during its last days before John retired it, but yeah, Kyle and John are going to do pretty well. That only leaves 1 pick left. Mr. or in this case, Miss Irrelevant. Although there's nothing irrelevant about this person right here. Ash Princess as a punter. I know that sounds stupid, but their punting, they have a good kicking, they have a good kicker, but their punting game needed a lot of help, as the Saints just need someone to punt a ball. And it only makes sense because while Ash Princess can kick butt, I just figured, if she can kick butt, she can kick a ball. And plus, it would help the defense out tremendously because, Ray Guy was drafted by the Raiders because they needed somebody to help the defense out by making it much tougher for the opposing offenses to, make it tougher for the opposing offenses, make it easier for the defense to stop them. A lot of it, man. At least she can beat out Nick Folk. Yeah, she probably would. Definitely. All right, well, now that we got all that straightened out, so let me do this really quick. Of course, what good is putting you guys on the team if I don't put you on the lineup? Okay, I see Joshua and I see Jose, so those are the 2 most active people in the chat there. I'll start with the Rams really quick. Okay. So, of course, the depth chart is just simply you have to put the person at the top of the list so that person is the starter. Because if you don't do it, then, they'll just be left there in limbo. Like, how can you miss 3 field goals in the same game? I hope so. I just hope you win a game, man. I really do. It's like you're cursed or something. Although it happens to me too, so it's not like, I've never been to the Super Bowl. The teams I've been on have never been on the Super Bowl. You would think I would be there, but I haven't. Okay. Okay, let me put the center in. Yeah, because as you can see, the highest was 71. So that was a big need they had. Let me go over to... Alright, let me go to the linebackers. Oh, there's Remnant Elementor. Let me put him up. Let's see. I'm here just multitasking streams, also watching Wrestling Survivor. Yeah, that's a great show, by the way, Wrestling Survivor. Alright, let me get Mopman up there. I almost thought that was Kyle Young, but no, that's Kenny Young. And then finally, Joshua James. There you go. And I have to do the same thing with all the other teams. Actually, I'll do. I'll just do this with Baltimore, or not Baltimore. Sorry, the Rams and the Titans. Like I said, I see that Jose and Joshua are the most active of the people that are in this. And as for Crimson, I will see to it that you switch your positions with Munchie off camera. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me just start with the kicker first. So yeah, the kicker, he's okay, but when 71 is the... But yeah, 71 is a bit too low when it comes to the depth chart, so that's why that's why Under, or Super Mario Under, was picked where he was. Okay, strong safety, there he is. Jose Blanco. And then, let's see, where is he? Oh, I almost forgot cornerback. But yeah, Jose, how do you feel about teaming up with JT Price, your old buddy JT Price? Well, I'd imagine he's still your buddy. Oh, right tackle, yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, the highest ranked player was 66, so that says a lot right there when it comes to talent. And then finally tight end with Mr. Wrong Button. Yep, there you go. All right, so what I'm going to do is, Joshua and Jose, are you ready to do an exhibition mode? Or an exhibition game? Excuse me. Let's see. I'll just use the random button. Oh, Brandon's still here. Okay, so yeah, you're with Jose. Oh, there we go. Titans. All right, so it's going to be the Rams at the Titans. So, all right, so this is just an exhibition game. So this is not for anything though. But anyway, what's up, Zach? Mr. Zach Jordan Walker. And plus, this will give everybody else an idea of how this is going to work. So, okay, partly cloudy is fine. Okay, cool. Even teams, that's good. All right, cool, cool, and cool. All right. Oh, let me answer the question right there. What team I'm on? You're on the Cleveland Browns. Although I will say that the stadium looks really nice.
From Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. This is Madden Football on EA Sports.
Yes, you're on the Browns. And it's a very good squad, are the Browns. I mean, the Browns just finished out of the Final Four. In fact, the next draft that we will have will only have 4 teams, but 10 players each. So, yeah, that's going to be a long draft, but hey, we'll go from there.
This building has hosted a lot of great music acts since its inception, but this is what she was made for, NFL football, and that's what we have today in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good.
When was the last time you saw young guys chasing for MVP in the? It's been a long time though. 3 young guys, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it since probably when Albert Pujols was in his prime. But then again, I really can't say because I don't know.
A lot has changed since these two met in Super Bowl 34, and off we go between the Rams and Titans. This will be fielded inside.
All right, so we go all the way to the 25, so pretty average start.
Rams taking the field, ready for their first offensive series, and led out by their new starter for 2021 in his now 13th season in the National Football League, Matthew Stafford.
And what big news it was.
Of course, you have Matthew Stafford, who is the new quarterback that they got.
Leaving Detroit and heading out west to join the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are
there you see Miles Stanley Ward.
As they seek a Super Bowl title.
And I noticed that they have a guy called Cup, Cooper Cup, and I was thinking, wait a minute, how hasn't? Well, I'll explain later, but in the meantime, they hand it off. All right, so 2 yards for Darrell Henderson to begin with.
Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground.
Another thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of cutscenes in this game, probably a little bit more than before. So it takes some time getting used to the amount of cutscenes you go through.
To go on second down. Now Stafford.
And Stafford, nice throw and a catch.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one again.
And then Jamar's like, let's go LA Rams.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time you wait for his man to come open.
Oh boy, speaking of the Rams defense. Yeah, although this draft was conducted before the Von Miller trade, so yeah, after this Madden season, I will adjust the rosters to where they are where they should be.
Airing it out deep for Woods.
And a great catch by Woods, but was he inbounds? Wow, he was inbounds. Great catch there by Woods. And Mike Vrabel, a defensive player in his day, not too happy with the coverage there.
I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes a start right out.
I mean, credit to the Rams. I mean, they're trying to throw away from Price and Blanco because they know that Price and Blanco could do something on defense for the Titans. And, oh, wait, we got a flag. What's this? I believe that was roughing the passer, if I'm not mistaken. It was. So that's going to put the Rams in 1st and goal position at the 9. So that's one of the things you don't want to do for any team is give the offense, the opposing offense, any additional help there. Yeah, Cooper Kupp. You know, you would think with a name like Cooper Kupp. And speaking of, is that Cooper who caught it?
A 9-yard touchdown there, and the Rams are going to take a first quarter lead.
I can't see his name because his name is back to me.
Those gloves, they help with
nice catch there.
Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so.
Robert Woods and Van Jefferson. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Tyler Higbee. Great catch there by Higbee.
But a touchdown. Matt Gay on for the extra point.
Number 89 is Tyler Higbee. Great job there by Tyler to catch that ball. All right, so Rams take the lead 7-0 in this exhibition game. I couldn't get the words out. Oh, yes, of course. You can't forget about the D train. I mean, of course, we all talk about our friend D Train from Maverick Championship Wrestling, but this is the D Train in the NFL.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
They will just take the knee and take it at the 25.
So they'll start at the 25. Now come the Titans for their first possession, led by Ryan Tannehill at his 10th.
All right, so Ryan Tannehill will take the field. And for Joshua James, he and the Enforcers are now on defense. And for Tennessee, they not only have
and speaking of full season,
so now, Brandon, it's time for you to go on offense as you're an offensive right tackle.
He's got to be excited about 2021.
And for Wrong Button, he is a tight end.
At their 25-yard line.
They hand it off to the D Train, and he gets a few yards. He only gets 2 yards on that one. Good stop there.
That's a real nice job there by the defensive front.
Yeah, I was surprised that they got Julio Jones there because I always thought he was going to be a for lifer in Atlanta, but when you come off a season like they had, the Falcons, I mean. I can totally understand Julio not wanting to go back.
Trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense.
Oh yeah, you cannot forget about Aaron Donald either, number 99.
Be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit.
All right, so 3rd and 8, they have a great chance to shut him out here. Well, they had a great chance, but they couldn't stop him. And that was Wrong Button who he threw it to, did Tannehill. So wrong button already paying dividends. They needed a guy that could get those short first down catches, and that's what he did. So great play there by Wrong Button. That's why they drafted him. They needed somebody like that.
responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out. I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores. Could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up?
Turnover!
And it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
And picked off and forced out of bounds. But who was that? Scott. Great interception there by Scott.
Well, this had trouble written all over.
I'll tell you what, though.
He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with.
I mean, while Joshua James and the other 2 linebackers are enough to worry about, their secondary is not too shabby either.
Their second drive of the game.
As evident from that interception there.
They'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage, being the road team.
So yeah, while Tannehill had every reason to worry about Joshua James and the linebacking core, that was one thing he had to anticipate. The defensive backfield.
10 at the 14-yard line.
All right, so now the Rams, Nick Scott.
This is Henderson.
All right, nice run there by Henderson.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second.
Nice run there for 6 yards.
Quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
All right, they hand it off, and it's 3rd and inches. Ooh.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
All right, so 3rd and inches. Let's see what they do. Are they going to run it or go for play action?
Stafford on 3rd
Looks like they're
down.
going to go for play action, and it worked. And that was Cooper Kupp. Or, when I first saw his name, I was like, wait, Koopa Kupp?
The Rams have taken
You know?
13-0 first quarter lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover.
That's what I wanted to call him, Koopa Kupp.
Yeah, and mentioned it already.
But as you can see, he catches that ball and keeps it in his shell. Not like that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm surprised that nobody has called him Koopa yet. Because I'm like, that's such a if I was a marketing guy, I totally would have made him out to be a Koopa, like from the Mario games, but of course that might just seem childish from my perspective, but what can I say? Either that, or maybe that would be something that Vince McMahon would have thought of. Actually, no, not really. But nonetheless, though, great catch there by Kupp.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And of course, don't laugh at the name of the punter for, or the kickoff specialist for the Rams. I mean,
and he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about
Rams are first play.
Itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to. Anyway,
there you see it, Remnant Elementor.
He can't force things.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now.
So yeah, I mean, Joshua, your defense came up with a turnover and definitely made your accompanying offense their job easier. Anyway, there you see Cuevas, and next to him is Button.
I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that.
But yeah, your defense, Joshua, got a turnover, so which in this case is good for you. Good for the Rams rather.
And find our way back into this game.
2nd and 5, they run it.
On 2nd down.
And the D train gets enough yards for a first down.
2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold.
Oh, there he is. There's Joshua, number 53.
Every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007.
Of course, number 75 was taken, so that's why you have number 53. And they hand it off to the D train, and D train gonna run everybody down.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
So great run there by the D train.
And move the chains as well.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's
let me get my number here.
First quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place.
I believe I made him number 7, but I could be wrong though.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker.
Yeah, D-Train is, that's a guy you got to watch out for. Mobman is, yes, he is number 57. He's the middle linebacker, which means he's the quote quarterback of the defense. 2nd and 2. And nice stop there by who else? Aaron Donald. That's a no gain, thanks to Aaron Donald.
With a 3rd and 2.
And that's the end of that. And that's the end of the quarter.
This is the NFL on EA Sports.
But yes, as far as the seeding is concerned, the Saints will have the number 1 seed, and the Indianapolis Colts will have the 8th seed. And of course, every team that picked, basically the draft order is the inverse when it comes to the seeding. No, he's no. In fact, he's one of the best players in the league. In fact, his play was is someone you just don't leave alone. You have to. No, I'll tell you what. And in fact, that's someone you don't want to leave behind, because you don't want Aaron Donald to stop the D train. I mean, Joshua, you were just talking about it, and Aaron Donald, if any one person could stop the D train, it's got to be number 99, Aaron Donald himself. I mean, he's big and strong enough to take him down, so I think we just found the guy that stopped him. And of course, Remnant Elementor doing a great job with his blocking assignment. And that's going to force Tennessee to kick a field goal with Super Mario Onder as its kicker, as their kicker, excuse me. And that's why the Titans drafted Super Mario Onder, so that they can kick long field goals and to kick field goals when they need them the most.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The Browns versus Jaguars? Wait. Is that, I will tell you the first round matchups. New Orleans will host Indianapolis.
This will not be returned.
The Ravens will host Tennessee. Cleveland will host Seattle. And the Rams will host the Steelers in the first round. Those are the first round matchups, though.
And you just know that mentally,
I'll tell you what, Jamar. If I can find somebody who is less than active, I might just put you in there. Albeit, I'll have to. You'll inherit that person's position. Whether that's the position you want, that's another story. In fact, I think I might have found somebody whose place you can take. I won't say it. But I'll see to it that you get to and get in there.
Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking.
All right, back to the game there, and
a really nice run.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
All right, well, let's see if Jose and JT Price with the rest of the defense for Tennessee can force a turnover.
Here's Ward.
And nice handoff to MSW, Miles Stanley Ward, and he gets enough yards to get a first down.
It's prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Yes, solid with a good offense and defense. Absolutely. Another run to Henderson, but yeah, another classic case of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, still shame on you. Fool me 3 times, shame on me. Well, they weren't going to get fooled again. Yeah, Tennessee, they anticipated the run, and they anticipated well. At least on that play.
Stafford.
And, well, they left, unfortunately, they left Higbee alone, and they get a first down.
Rams first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this
just a good case for, the Rams of taking what you get, taking with what the defense gives you. In this case.
First down. It's Ward, and he'll manage to pick up.
And another run by Ward, this time for 4 yards.
And it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 45 on 2nd down.
And nice catch there by Woods.
Another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans 30.
Nice catch there by Robert Woods.
A strong pickup of 16 yards.
But yeah, I'm happy that you want to join the NFL experience, Mr. Jamar.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening.
All right, so
half.
2-minute warning for this half of football.
We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the
and
numbers and the next-gen
almost got
stats
sacked,
from this
but
first
he had to throw it away.
so far.
Do I think the Rams are Super Bowl bound IRL with the addition of Von Miller and OBJ? Von Miller definitely. OBJ, if anything, he's the wild card. Because if he does his job and he just keeps his mouth shut, like if he just does his job, then they have every chance to win the Super Bowl. But if he becomes a drama queen, like if OBJ goes back to being that drama queen that we've known him to be, that just might hold the Rams back. Maybe not right now, but definitely in the playoffs. So yeah, if OBJ can keep his, if he can keep his cool, the Rams are going to be in IRL, in real life, a Super Bowl winner, I would think. But every team has to remember not to turn their back to the Rams.
Throwing again at Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henderson.
Of course, we really, Joshua and Brandon, the worst thing that you guys could do, well, the Rams could do IRL, is turn their backs to the Arizona Cardinals, as they have the best record in the league currently as we speak. They only have one loss, and it was against the Packers, but of course with the Packers losing Aaron Rodgers to that awful disease, Well, in the roster, I mean. And another touchdown by the Rams. I'll tell you what, the Rams are ready for playoff time. Yeah, you can't turn your back on either of those two teams.
Simple math here. The first half, they've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually
oh my goodness, that was just a good run and a great catch. Robert Woods.
Some way, somehow, to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3.
Yeah, 21-3. I mean, this is not even close.
Drive that time. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown.
Well, so far as Tennessee is concerned, yeah, this is crushing. As far as Tennessee is concerned, the lone bright spot that they have is their kicker, Super Mario Under. Because he was able to kick a 50-plus yard field goal, so that just goes to show that, you know, that's why they drafted him. Because if they should ever get into a closer game and they only need a field goal, that's who you would go to.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy.
And then Josh was very happy, and I'm happy that he's happy too.
The Titans going to go back on offense here.
Anyway, tomorrow, I may as well mention what's going to happen tomorrow.
A minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3.
So Saturday, we'll be doing Mario Golf Star Rush, and this was the prize that Jose won when we did Jackbox last time. And in fact, he asked about it, and the fact that he won the prize on Jackbox, this was what he wanted. And I'm happy to say he's going to get it. I'll explain more about the schedule on my end when this game ends. So there you go. Anyway, nice catch there by, I believe that was Derrick Henry.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Nice catch. Nice catch there by Julio Jones, and a timeout taken.
As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
So yeah, the D-Train can also catch a ball too. He doesn't just run.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill throwing again.
And another catch.
Jones again, complete. 7 yards the pick up there.
All right, so they get 7 yards, and we'll see if they are going to hold, if they're going to call a timeout or run a play really quick. I mean, because the time is running short, so they got to make a decision really quick. All right, so they're going to run a play.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Tannehill.
Nice catch, but unfortunately, they only gain a yard on that one. I also like how during the cutscenes the time doesn't run down. All right, so they are going to call timeout with 6 seconds left in this first half. Absolutely, if they're going to play catch-up. In fact, that's what they got to do, not just in this game, but in the next game as they take on the Baltimore Ravens. And Super Mario Under going for another field goal.
And he has
And, well, so far, Super Mario Under is responsible for all 6 points for the Titans. So yeah, Super Mario Under doing his job. But unfortunately for the Titans, everyone else just hasn't been able to do theirs. Well, other than Derrick Henry, of course.
And the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
All right, so they'll just take the knee and go to the 25.
And they'll bring the football out to the 25.
But yeah, it'll be a different. The only good thing the Titans have so far, if this was against the Ravens or even the Steelers.
He'll take the knee in the final couple
seconds. You were referring to Super Mario Under. Yeah, that's the only good thing the Titans have. If this was against the Ravens or even the Steelers, this would be different. Yeah, it would be.
Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
It definitely would.
Welcome everybody to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has certainly been one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference, as the teams have already come back out onto the field for the second half. So let's get you back out as well to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
So, yes, Joshua, Pittsburgh is going to be a different team because for the linebacking core, which would be where you're at, you have to deal with DKO, you have to deal with Dragonheart, Gregory Blakely, you have to deal with offensive right tackle Blaze McCoy, and center Joker. So Pittsburgh is going to be loaded on offense when it comes to their complementary pieces.
And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback.
They just might break a lifelong curse. Well, they haven't been champions since the turn of the century, if I'm not mistaken, really.
What you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so.
Yeah, Jose, old man is right. You're going to have to, the Tennessee Titans are going to have to regroup when they take on the Baltimore Ravens. You know, when you have to take on Lamar Jackson and his group.
Now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Second half begins with a run by Henry.
And Henry, wow, just runs through everybody. Anyway, hey, PPF, what's up? I don't know if you saw who drafted you, but it's great to see you, man. But yeah, Jose, I mean, you're going up against, as a defensive player, you're going up against the likes of Tan Man C, Jay Vertis, and Raven. You have 2 wide receivers and a running back that you have to deal with from Baltimore, and that's not even and then when you include Lamar Jackson in the mix, that's a very dangerous offense. And what kind of throw was that by Tannehill? That was not a good throw, and that could have easily been picked off.
It comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone.
And nice run by Henry.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
All right, so 3rd and 5 for Tennessee. Yeah, that is a terrible throw.
They did to get him into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Tannehill. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds.
Titans have a poor offense, but not too poor. Yeah, because I'd imagine that if the Titans were to go up against a team that can't stop the run, then whoever would play the Titans would be in a very bad spot.
They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Anyway, nice stop to prevent a 1st down against the Titans as it's now 4th and 1. So now the question is, are they going to go for it? No, they're not going to go for it.
Surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
And that was not a good punt. That was not very good, as that goes into the 32-yard line, and that's where the Rams are going to start.
Touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Play action, Stafford.
And nice play action draw. And nice throw. I'll tell you what, there's a reason that they got Cole Weston is not only because he can snap a ball, but then after he snaps the ball, he has to be able to learn how to block, or he has to be able to block, and he has. And that gives and that gives what was this? That'll give Stafford, their QB, all the time in the world to get a playoff. Now that's a throw, and then Jose's like, we're getting trampled. Oh, that was Deshaun Jackson who caught that. Nice one. Anyway, and Miles Stanley Ward with a nice run of his own. I'll tell you what, he's going to give D-Train a run for his money.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Jamar, I don't know if you're... Well, before Stafford could even throw it off, and before he... Well, actually, he was able to throw it off, but he wasn't able to get a good, clean throw, as Tennessee was able to get to him before he could throw it, but he threw it before he got sacked.
Even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Back to throw.
And oh, almost deflected. And who was that deflected? I couldn't see who it was.
And incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter.
Watching the beginning. Oh,
he certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet. But they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock.
All right, so the Rams are going to try for a field goal this time. And it is no good. That is the first time that the Titans have been able to stop the Rams. The Rams have been unstoppable to this point until now.
Tennessee offense set to go again. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
So with that miss, that gives Tennessee their best field position start to begin their drive. That is only a first.
You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it.
All right, so let's see what happens.
Just 1 yard shy of midfield. Now a first down throw.
Tannehill. Oh, nice catch to nice throw to Jones, and nice catch by Jones. But the Titans are still behind.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit.
if I was still an HB, I would more than like to find holes in the Rams defense, minus Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, those two are stalwarts, really. And the holes would have been the linebackers, but they got sewed up with Joshua and the other linebackers that they got in that draft.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown.
And great job there by Brown.
Nice pickup.
And what can Brown do for you?
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Back to throw, Tannehill. This will be caught once again by Brown.
And nice catch there by Brown, and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Okay.
Throwing again is Tannehill. And that one off the mark behind him.
Although now that I remember now, you might be blocking against Ramsey, because I know that Aaron Donald is a defensive tackle, and the guy that he would be blocking against would be the center for the Titans. So it's more likely you're going up against Ramsey, if not the guy next to, if not the other guy next to Donald.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown.
And another catch by Brown, and he falls 1 yard short at the 12-yard line. And he goes out of bounds to stop the clock. So anytime you make a catch and you go out of bounds, willingly or forcefully, that stops the clock. But in this case, he didn't. So there you go. They give it to the D train, and he gets just enough yards to get another fresh set of downs. Now it's 1st and goal at the 10. And for Tennessee, this is their best offensive run to this point. Now can they get the touchdown? That's the question.
Definitely was a great time to dial one up.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry.
And Henry, manages to get to the 4-yard line. And I just saw the blocking that Brandon did. Great job there with the blocking, Brandon San.
But when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So James is number...
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
I'll have to make a note as to what number each of the players are. And Henry gets to the 2. Wow. Nice run there by Henry, but just 2 yards short of a touchdown there.
They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
And not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert?
Let's see if they can run a play before the 3rd quarter is in.
Off the option,
they get it, and it's a touchdown. D-Train, Derrick Henry. And the Titans are now in double digits.
The Titans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming.
So yeah, great run there by Henry.
He's got it. They're back within a score.
And Super Mario Under kicks the extra point. So to this point, Super Mario Under has 7 of those 13 points. So what Tennessee needs at this time is a turnover, then a touchdown, and then to complete a 2-point conversion, and that'll tie up the game. But that's easier said than done. They got to get a stop here. Do the Titans if they're going to have any chance of winning this. And if you're the Rams, you want to keep the ball as long as you can. Get a score, but at the least, take as much time off the clock before Tennessee gets the ball back. That's the strategy from this point onward if you're the Rams. Rams are going to take it in.
And he will be taken down here,
and that'll be marked at the 25 as we end off the third quarter.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, coming down to the wire with 5 minutes left.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one.
They hand it off.
Now. Haven't had any points this half.
And that was to MSW. And so far, I will say this, Ward is, low-key having a great game himself for the Rams.
And make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Second down and 3.
I mean, sure, he's not the D train, but he's very reliable when you ask for him. Nice catch, and
he gets this up to the
34
out of bounds there.
That was a nice catch there by Tyler Higbee, but he accidentally stepped out of bounds before he made it past the first down marker, so it's now 3rd and 1. So if you're the Rams, you got to get this 1 yard. Otherwise, you risk giving the ball back to Tennessee. But they do get the first down and a whole lot more thanks to Miles Stanley Ward. So, James, how do you feel about Ward, the running back, being drafted on the team for the Rams? And for the Tennessee Titans, they needed that stop, but now they have to start again. Well, from a downs perspective.
Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And also great blocking there by Cole Weston. They fake the handoff. Well, Dupree, good job there with Dupree to get a sack because Stafford, I mean, they faked the handoff, and they were going to have Stafford run it, but Tennessee was not fooled that time.
There was just nowhere to go.
And I felt bad for his offensive line there because their job is to create creases, right? Create openings. But if those defenders keep their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and refuse to be budged, that's the end result. No place for him to turn upfield, no chance to gain any yardage.
Yeah, and in fact, they lost yardage as a result of that.
2nd and 12.
All right, so 2nd and 12.
Another try after the first.
And a sack.
Stafford.
This time by Brown.
And they got him once again. Jayon Brown.
Jayon Brown with a sack. That's 2 consecutive sacks on to Stafford. I mean, if you're Joshua James, you cannot be too happy about that, about the guys that are supposed to block for the quarterback allowing a sack. Well, now it's a 3rd and 19, and for the Titans, their best chance to get the ball back, but they got to get a stop right here. Well, that's just as good as that's an incompletion.
This football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know.
Well, now the Titans have a chance.
And continue to eat away at the clock. Really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
All right. Nice kick. And Well, that was a very good kick because they were able to limit Rodgers to the 18-yard line, so that's going to be a long way to go for the Tennessee Titans.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
Well, first things first, they got to get a touchdown. Anything short of that, and it won't work. It really won't.
Come up now, 1st and 10 at their own 18.
All right, Tannehill. And that was not a good throw. That's two throws. That's twice in this game that Tannehill has made a very questionable throw.
Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Yeah, you get the big bane out of the Steelers like I do with John Madden.
Now it's Tannehill.
And this time a completion.
It's Jones. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30.
And just as good because not only do you get a first down, you stop the clock as well. So yeah, I don't know if you know who drafted you. If you want me to tell you, I can. Or spoil it, I will. But anyway, that was a great play there by Jones to catch it and go out of bounds. And that was another bad throw there by Tannehill.
Not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, Tannehill.
All right, Tannehill. Nice nice throw, and a completion.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left
now
with
3rd and 3, and yeah, still got some time and still got some long yards to go. They're getting close, though.
Because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Tannehill on 3rd down.
And a completion. Great catch there by Reynolds as they get closer to the midfield point.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
I mean, that was nice fake out to wrong button. They were covering wrong button, but they didn't see Reynolds, and
that's what he just did.
And while they were able to limit the damage was done. All right, now 2-minute warning.
And we've got a 1-score game.
Another touchdown puts us at a 1-point deficit. Well, there is a 2-point conversion that you guys can go for. I mean, you're down by 8, so you need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here.
And nice catch there by Derrick Henry, and a first down.
11 yards there, just like last play.
Partner, you gotta like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now
all right, Tannehill. And that was a little a ways away, but at the least, the clock stops.
And let your offense catch its breath, and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Well, if it was 21-14, you'd be down by 7.
Tannehill.
Oh, and sacked by Robinson.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts.
And the Titans will have to use a timeout, but Robinson, great stop by him. There you see Robinson, number 94. Great play there. No, what would happen, yeah, exactly what your brother says. It would just tie the game with a 2-point conversion, and that's what you need.
Here's Tannehill.
Tannehill.
He's going to let this
Oh, he's going to launch it. But well covered.
Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Last chance. They have to go for it. They got to get to they got to go for it. If they don't get it here, it's over.
Time for Tannehill on 4th down.
And he dropped the ball. Had he held it, they might have gotten a touchdown, if not close to it. But he dropped the ball.
Turnover on downs. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and
Butterfingers.
Defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly.
Well, all the Rams have to do is just run out the clock. But if you're the Titans, you got to learn from this game.
46. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards.
And for the Titans, it kind of sucks for them that they have to use their timeouts in order to preserve time.
Prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
So if you're the Rams, the worst thing you could do is turn it over, and even worse, make it a pick 6. So you got to take care of the ball right here.
Again on the ground, again it's Ward. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
This will be a shit show.
An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down.
Well, like I said, you're going up against the Ravens, so... Hey, Autism Rob, what's up, man? Incomplete. And, well, it looks like Tennessee's going to get one last chance. But yeah, great to see you, Rob.
That one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away.
And he kicks it, and, well, that's not a bad kick. He kicks it all the way to the 19.
Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So now Tannehill and the Titans down 21-13, a little under a minute to go. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field. As they have it
well, they have less than a minute to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, or it's over. That's the MO of Hecker. Well, that's why you need a punter. No way! That was a great catch by Brown. Not only does he catch it, he goes out of bounds to stop the clock.
5 yards.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more
great catch there by Brown. A weird throw, but yet great catch, and of course he goes out of bounds to stop the clock. Well, Joshua, this game's not over yet, man.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Tannehill to throw.
Tannehill. Ooh, almost got picked off.
Intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Yeah, the offense needed that big completion before that.
Tannehill now to throw.
And then, what kind of throw was that again? Tannehill, what the hell's wrong with you?
And now it brings up 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Tannehill, this isn't baseball. Stop throwing sliders. Tannehill's going to go for it. What? Did he catch it? He caught it! He caught! What a hell of a catch there! And he got it to the 1-yard line!
Convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I mean, first of all, great throw there, but what a hell of a catch!
Titans moving quickly here. They're in the hurry up.
Well, they got to get a touchdown right here. They do! Julio Jones! But then, number 18, I can't see his name. His name is, that was to Reynolds. Great catch there by Reynolds in the end zone. Now, Tennessee needs a 2-point conversion. Anything less, and it's over. Yeah, Hail Mary. But if you're talking Kyler Murray, then it's called the Hail Murray. But we're not in Arizona. This is Tennessee. And they get the 2-point conversion, and it's a tie game at 21-21 with 11 seconds left. Josh Reynolds with the touchdown from before. And now it's a tie game. And of course they got it to who else? The D train. Well, now the question is, can Tennessee stop the Rams again?
Teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kicks away.
All right, so they're going to take it out. And they're going to start at the 27 with 8 seconds left in regulation. Well, the Rams have all 3 of their timeouts, so if they can use their timeouts when they need to. So should they be able to make a big play and not be able to go out of bounds, they have their timeouts. Yeah, you have the D. Well, when I say D train, I'm talking Derrick Henry, not the character known as D Train from Maverick Championship Wrestling. But no, we're talking about the real D Train, or I think he's called the H Train in this one. But I just call him the D Train just because his name. Yeah, Derrick Henry. All right, so second and 7. Stafford, great catch, but the clock runs down to 0.
Before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
All right, so, well, this is a good opportunity to showcase overtime. I didn't think we were going to do that. I thought this was going to be a runaway. But instead, we get an overtime game. And this is an exhibition. Can you imagine if this was a playoff game? All right, here we go. The Rams will start out with it. If they score a touchdown, it's over. So now time is not a factor anymore. And plus, beforehand, I did test out this game when it came to its overtime. If it runs down to 0, it'll just go into another overtime. That's all it will do.
But I know what what you're saying.
But yeah, if you're the Rams, you got to protect the ball at all costs and score a touchdown if you can. Because if you don't, then
it's game over.
then Tennessee can either match it or exceed it. But we'll find out what the Rams do. But if they score a touchdown, it's over. Nice run there by Miles Stanley Ward, MSW.
58 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash.
Well, Brandon, you're on defense. Or I'm sorry, that's sorry, Jose, you're on defense. So now it's up to you to try to stop him. Well, even if you didn't, you know, as a strong safety, you help out the cornerbacks, or you act as a blitzing safety.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Stafford.
And a catch. Great catch there by Deshaun Jackson.
As they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he hooked up with a veteran there in an overtime.
And Deshaun Jackson, that's only his second catch, and a game-saving tackle there by J.T. Price. Had J.T. Price not been in the right place at the right time, Deshaun could have just, you know, Jackson could have just ran it down all the way and it would have been over. So a game-saving touchdown. Had J.T. Price not caught him, it would have been over. So you got to thank J.T. Price for that one. And you also have to thank I can't see his name. I believe that was 55 of the defense.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage.
I couldn't see his name because his name was back to me.
Run for no gain. Here's 2nd and 10.
And another run by Ward, and Ward, I'll tell you what, Ward is no slouch either when compared to that of the H train. Yeah, when you add OBJ, that's a scary lineup when it comes to wide receiving. So yeah, that's why the Rams didn't go up. They didn't go for wide receivers. They went for you know, linebackers, because that's what they were lacking in that department.
So operating from Tennessee territory.
All right, so 21-21 at the 44. They hand it off again.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 3 yards.
This time they get about 3 yards.
Second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that.
Well, you were a cornerback,
They'll try the air now with Stafford.
Jose, back when you last played.
Got the hook up here. It's Woods.
Oh no, wait. Uh-oh. Well, we got an injury timeout, and it's to Audrey of the Titans.
Staff takes a peek. We'll take a break.
Well, Audrey is hurt. We'll see if he'll. Well, in the meantime, he'll take his time to rest. But the next guy up is going to have to step up his game. Yeah, last thing you need is another injury, but well, it's up to the new guy to step it up.
3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime.
Who knows? He might be fresh, and against some of these guys.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
And what a run there by Miles Stanley Ward. I'll tell you what he lacks in speed, he more than makes up for in tremendous power.
But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So really, really Miles Stanley Ward is earning his keep.
10 now from the 33. They'll fake the give. Now
He fakes the handoff. Stafford. Well, he gets it to Ward.
And he'll go down at the 28.
I'll tell you what, Miles Stanley Ward, you know, and he's an original character, by the way, so you're not going to find anything on him IRL, because Miles Stanley Ward, I mean, he opens up the playbook. Yeah, now, of course, the Titans were not fooled completely, though it could have been worse. Now 2nd and 4.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Stafford. And they get it. And Higbee gets it all the way to the 5.
And mark him at the 5. 23 yards on the play. Defensively now, the ultimate challenge. Of course, the ball gets in the end zone, this thing's over.
And I remember my coaches always
wow, what a play by the Rams. While the Rams gave up 8 points, I mean, in fact, they haven't scored anything since getting to 21 points. But yeah, that's the last person you wanted to see open. They hand it off.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line.
But of course the Titans anticipated it. Great tackle there by Tart. And wait, we have a timeout, and it's by the Rams, so we're going to find out what both teams are going to do.
Line of scrimmage once again.
I would have to think that Jose and JT Price have to anticipate a pass as well.
They'll keep it on the ground.
Well, that's going to send him back 2 yards. Great tackle there by Jones. Not Julio Jones, but the other Jones on defense. Look at that. Nice tackle. He manages to force him to lose 2 yards.
But it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Well, of course, that's going to give Tennessee a little bit of breathing room, but not enough. 3rd goal.
Would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal from the gun? Here's
and Stafford. They got it. It's over. And Tyler Higbee with his 2nd touchdown, and that's going to end it. But the Titans showed that you can't keep a good team down.
I feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean,
and for Higbee, he shows that he is not to be overlooked.
The fans streaming out unhappy, but the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Nashville.
And for Tannehill, while he was able to tie the game up, he really couldn't get a chance to play on overtime. Both teams did well, but so of course Stafford was the better quarterback of the two. But yeah, look at this. Miles Stanley Ward, 15 runs for 71 yards. Derrick Henry, no slouch himself. In fact, he's he has himself the most yards per average, so of course he would. Tyler Higbee, 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. And then, well, Brandon is Brandon is an offensive tackle, so he wouldn't have any stats unless, say, for example, he caught a tip a tip reception or something like that, or recovered a fumble. Also, Jamar, I think I have a candidate for someone who is going to bow out, and you can take that person's place, though. But yeah, Brandon is on the offensive line, so Brandon's job is to protect the quarterback. And in the meantime, let's see, where is... okay, well, JT Price has a tackle, or 2 tackles, actually. Mottman has a tackle of his own. And then Remnant has 2 tackles. Jose didn't get anything. Okay. But of course, the star of the game was Super Mario Onder. Without those 2 field goals, and the extra point, the Titans don't force overtime. So the Titans have every reason to thank, Super Mario Onder for keeping them in the game as long as they did. But with that, that's going to do it for our game tonight. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and until next time, this is Jude22 signing off. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Mario Golf Star Rush, and of course we're simply doing it for fun. We're not doing it for any challenges or anything like that. So I will see you guys tomorrow for that. But until then, have a great day, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. So, but yeah, great game though. I will say that, great game, and also, great on the fact that the Titans never gave up. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And I got to rest my voice. I'm almost losing it. So have a great day, everybody. Take care, and God bless. Peace.